I always say, always keep your heart open. That doesn't mean to like walk into a situation and like put on a blindfold and ignore all the fucking red flags flying in your face, but always keep your heart open and take that risk, because you're either going to end up heartbroken and learning a really incredible lesson and becoming a better version of yourself so that you can then attract the good, amazing stuff you want into your life, or you're going to be wildly happy. Either of which is time well spent and an experience worth having, in my opinion.
Is Javier was the I think that's the name of the actor in the love section, right? Of Eat, Pray, Love. Like that's his real name.
Yeah, I think he's played by Javier Bardem. So what's so
Yeah.
crazy is that I
I
I like
love him.
I get nervous saying this, but I had never seen nor read Eat, Pray, Love. The day before I left on my Europe trip, which was obviously like the day after I found out, like, hey, you're going alone and we're breaking up, I sat down to watch the movie, still had not read the book. And literally my jaw was on the floor because I was like, "Oh my god, this is my fucking life right now." Like, wait, this is ridiculous. And right before I had watched that movie, I had had a conversation with my Javier, and he was like, "How are you feeling, Gabs?" And I was like, "I'm about to go on a journey of eat, pray, fuck my life." Because obviously, you know what eat, pray, love is, but this was so not what was happening, and I knew that that was not going to be my type of healing journey. And so I sat down and watched the movie and was like, holy shit, like this is really what's about to happen to me. It was so crazy. And there were odd similarities once I wrote the book in Europe, that once I went back and eventually like a year later read the book Eat, Pray, Love, was like, oh my God, there's weird, it's vastly different, but there's weird similarities. Obviously the title is like a sarcastic tongue-in-cheek play on the classic novel that everybody knows, but there were weird similarities that, like, even in like random name selections that I chose that I had like no clue existed in the original book. It was weird.
I believe it so much in that. I think like attracts like, and I think that our frequencies can create our realities. It's like
Oh,
the thoughts
totally.
become things, which kind of goes back into like to keeping your heart open and not closing it off and not saying fuck all men and kind of like punishing that sex as a whole, because I feel like with women who do that, when we like close up our hearts because we've been hurt, and then we start to encounter more of like that archetype of men that we don't like, and we're like, you
Mhm.
know, the guy who's inconsiderate or the guy who's rude or the guy who's bossy or shovey or overpowering or whatever it is, for you almost like get more of what you don't want because
Totally.
you're like so closed off to that. It's kind of like it's extreme accountability and extreme
Yeah.
accountability for our reality and like what we are kind of manifesting into existence. So I think that's so, like
100%.
so important to tell women and the following. It's yes, your heart's broken and that doesn't like that doesn't give him permission to do bad behavior or anything, but it's to not punish men forever and close your heart forever, because then what are you getting? Like, where is the trade-off in that? Or like, where is the payoff in that? You're not going to have a happy, fulfilled union or partnership with someone because you have just like put up that wall.
Well, and you're focused on it. You're walking around going like, men are assholes, like, everybody has like cheated on me and like fuck all these people, but also like I really want a relationship. It's like you can't hate what you're trying to attract. So my background is like a blueprint example of this.